8 types of people who don't deserve a second chance, according to Stoic philosophy. There's a stark contrast between giving someone a second chance and letting someone take advantage of your forgiveness. The difference lies in wisdom. Allowing someone a second chance is often an act of kindness, born out of the understanding that people can change. But are all people deserving of this opportunity? According to Stoic philosophy, not necessarily. There are certain types of individuals who, for various reasons, might not merit a repeat chance. In this video, we'll delve into the 8 types of people who don't deserve a second chance, as per the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. This isn't about being punitive or unforgiving, but rather about establishing healthy boundaries and protecting your own peace. So let's navigate these choppy waters together and gain some insight on when it's time to say, enough is enough. 1. The perpetual victim. We all face adversity in life. It's an inescapable part of the human experience. However, some people choose to perpetually identify themselves as victims, refusing to take responsibility for their actions or their circumstances. Stoic philosophy encourages personal accountability and self-reliance. While it recognizes that we cannot control everything that happens to us, it emphasizes the power we have over how we react and respond. The perpetual victim, though, tends to blame everyone and everything else for their problems, refusing to acknowledge their role in creating or perpetuating them. They are often stuck in a cycle of self-pity and negativity. Offering a second chance to such individuals can be an exercise in futility unless they show a sincere willingness to change their mindset and take responsibility for their actions. Remember, it's not about being harsh or judgmental. It's about understanding that sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone, and for yourself, is to stop enabling their self-destructive behavior. 2. The habitual liar. In my journey, I've come across individuals who seem to have a complicated relationship with the truth. There's one person in particular who stands out. Let's call him John. John was an acquaintance from college. He always had a thrilling story to share or an impressive achievement to boast about. Over time, however, I began to notice inconsistencies in his tales. And soon enough, it became clear that John was a habitual liar. Stoic philosophy emphasizes honesty and integrity as essential virtues. It teaches us that truthfulness is not only about being fair to others, but also about respecting ourselves. When someone constantly lies, trust erodes, and it becomes impossible to have an authentic relationship with them. Despite several confrontations and promises of change, John continued his pattern of dishonesty. It was then I realized that he was not deserving of another chance. It wasn't an easy decision, but Stoic philosophy taught me that it's necessary sometimes to distance oneself from people who repeatedly choose falsehood over truth. 3. The serial manipulator. Manipulation is a complex behavior often rooted in a person's desire for power and control. Interestingly, psychologists have found that individuals who frequently manipulate others tend to have higher levels of certain dark triad personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Stoic philosophy underscores the importance of treating others with respect and dignity. It promotes mutual understanding and open communication as cornerstones of any relationship. A serial manipulator, however, disregards these principles. They twist facts, play with emotions, and exploit vulnerabilities to serve their own ends. They are skilled at making you doubt your own perceptions, a tactic known as gaslighting. Giving a second chance to a serial manipulator can often lead to further manipulation and emotional distress. Unless they exhibit genuine remorse and a commitment to change their ways, it may be wise to keep your distance. 4. The unapologetic wrongdoer. Mistakes are a part of life. We all make them. What sets us apart is how we handle the aftermath. Do we acknowledge our error, apologize sincerely, and strive to make amends. Stoic philosophy encourages us to learn from our mistakes and to cultivate humility. It teaches us that an unacknowledged mistake is a missed opportunity for growth. The unapologetic wrongdoer, however, sees things differently. They refuse to accept their mistakes, let alone apologize for them. Sometimes they may even try to shift the blame onto others. Offering a second chance to someone unwilling to accept their wrongs can be a futile endeavor. Unless they can demonstrate true remorse and willingness to change, extending another opportunity might only lead to more disappointment. 5. The emotional abuser. Emotional abuse can leave scars that are invisible but deeply felt. It can erode self-esteem, trigger anxiety, and leave one feeling powerless and isolated. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of respect, dignity, and kindness in all our interactions. It teaches us that we have the right to stand up against any form of mistreatment. An emotional abuser, however, violates these principles. They belittle, humiliate, and manipulate in ways that can be so subtle they're often overlooked. Giving a second chance to an emotional abuser is a serious decision. Without clear signs of change and remorse, a second chance could mean subjecting oneself to further harm. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being. Sometimes, saying no to a second chance is the most compassionate thing you can do for yourself. 6. The relentless taker. There was a time in my life when I found myself constantly giving my time, my energy, my resources to a friend who seemed to always be in need. But over time, it became clear that this friend was merely taking advantage of my generosity. Stoic philosophy encourages us to help others. It also reminds us of the importance of balance and reciprocity in relationships. The relentless taker, however, doesn't understand this balance. They're always on the receiving end, rarely offering anything in return. They exploit kindness and generosity without any intention of reciprocating. Despite numerous conversations about this imbalance, my friend continued their pattern of taking without giving. It was a tough realization, but it led me to understand that not everyone deserves a second chance. Remember, it's not selfish to expect balance in your relationships. It's necessary for your own peace and well-being. 7. The constant critic. Constructive criticism can be incredibly beneficial. It can help us improve, grow, and see things from a different perspective. However, there's a clear distinction between constructive criticism and constant negative criticism. Stoic philosophy promotes the idea of constructive feedback and open communication. It teaches us to accept criticism with grace and use it as a tool for self-improvement. The constant critic, though, doesn't adhere to this principle. They consistently focus on the negatives, often disregarding the positives. Their criticism rarely comes from a place of genuine concern or desire for improvement, but is usually aimed at undermining confidence and self-worth. Offering a second chance to a constant critic can be exhausting and detrimental to your mental health. Unless they show a willingness to change their approach, it might be in your best interest to distance yourself. 8. The repeat offender. Stoic philosophy encourages forgiveness, understanding, and second chances, but it also places great emphasis on wisdom, self-respect, and setting boundaries. The repeat offender tests these boundaries regularly. They make the same mistakes over and over, often with little regard for the impact on others. They take second chances for granted, viewing them not as opportunities to change, but as permission to continue their behavior. Offering a second chance to a repeat offender can be like signing up for a recurring heartache. Without sincere remorse and tangible change, history is likely to repeat itself. Remember, it's crucial to protect your peace and well-being. If someone consistently chooses not to respect you or your boundaries, they might not deserve another chance. Final reflections. It's about self-respect. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies a profound respect for personal integrity and emotional well-being. The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This encapsulates the essence of what we've been exploring: the types of individuals who might not deserve a second chance. The decision doesn't stem from a place of bitterness or resentment, but rather from a place of self-respect and wisdom. It's about recognizing patterns, understanding human behavior, and setting boundaries that protect your peace. Whether it's the perpetual victim, the habitual liar, or any other personality we've discussed, remember, you have the power to decide who gets a second chance. It's not an easy path, but it's a necessary one, and ultimately, it leads to a healthier and more harmonious life. Reflect on this power that lies within you and continue your journey with wisdom and courage.